What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the RH Podcast, your home to the last week of retro handheld news. I'm Stubbs, once again by my two co-hosts. These dudes, where are they? Over here. Rob, the retro tech dad. H Talks Tech. Gentlemen, how you doing tonight?
Hey, everybody.
God, I love that song.
I know, me too.
Jim Gray is he's writing some bumpin' tunes for us. Yeah, we got him in the intro, the outro, in the midsections now, except for our one like silly guest tangent song, which I can never let go of. I will never let go of that. It makes me smile every single time. Well, guys, how are you doing? It is Monday. It's our last show before a short break for a week, so that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I actually got to sleep in a little bit today, so I'm not tired for once.
You got to sleep in how late?
Like 10 o'clock, which is pretty good.
What?
Yeah.
You know what? It's Memorial Day, so
I'm enjoying it. Why not?
I also had it off work, and I think I slept in maybe till 11 today. So
Nice.
Man, I thought I was late with 10, but yes, that's nice. It feels
like,
good to be able to do that, though.
I had
so
a
weird.
great deal of car trouble.
Oh, really? What's going on with your car?
The battery. So I went out. I was like,
Oh.
okay, I gotta go to UPS and drop some stuff off. I tried to start it, nothing. Nothing. I was like, oh man, try to jump it, and it would go, and then it wouldn't again. I was like, no.
No.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'm sorry, man. You don't need a car.
Yeah, I did.
Just,
It's a good day otherwise. So.
just drive your handhelds around. Just like attach them, turn them into a transformer, and just ride them down the street. That's what I think you have to do. But I'm sorry to hear about your car. But I'm glad you guys are hanging out with me here. Zoo will not be here tonight as planned. His wife told him no, and said, "Can Zoo come out to play?" I said, "Absolutely not. No." We love Zoo and his wife, and we'll have maybe them both on sometime. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be something. That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing. I remember she called to talk to me during our stay in Vegas, and I had her on the phone, and she was like, "Now you need to stop getting Zoo in trouble. Like you need to stop enabling him." I don't remember what the rant was, but I was like, yes. I was like, yes, Miss Zoo. Yes. Yes. I don't mess around. Yeah. I was not going to incur the wrath. Well, everybody, welcome to another episode of our show. It's going to be a little light on the news today. We're going to kind of hang out with each other. You're going to get to know your hosts a bit more. If you have questions for us, like anything, personal questions, handheld questions, whatever, we're going to be taking a Q&A just for me, Rob, and Aish tonight towards the end. So the guest tonight is the love between the three hosts, and we'll be chatting about that. We also have, though, some big news stories like the new Anbernic RG Cube, which is big, and a new N64 PC porting method, which is really cool. And then we're going to get hands-on briefly with the let's get this over here with the GameSir X4A mobile controller. This is mainly for phones, not for tablets, but there are magnets, so I have to talk about it. That is available now in the Amazon store. And GameSir did not confirm or deny. I know there's an embargo on these Kaleid controllers, so I don't think I'm allowed to review them or give thoughts about them yet. But I might try to unbox them. They didn't say no, so if anyone's interested in these Kaleid controllers, one's a clicky Flux and one's a regular old, they're both wired Xbox style controllers. So we might take a look at that, see where the wind takes us. I got my Flexi Spot lights rocking tonight. So that's like a fun rope light that I've attached to my shelf, and I have my handhelds on display because I have a studio tour I'm releasing on the channel this week in relation to this standing desk situation. So it'll be fun. All right, guys, should we just dive right into the news?
Yeah, let's do this.
Do it. RG Cube officially announced by Anbernic.
I want that color. I don't know why. I want that color, though.
People are upset, though, because there were prototype.
I know.
With purple buttons, with lilac buttons. And the
I like that one more, for sure.
And when you get white buttons, you get your smudges on there, dirt and grime and all that sticks around a bit. So I don't know. People are a little bit ho-hum on these colorways, but it still looks really cool. And this is rocking the same T820 chipset that was in the RG556, slightly less, 5200 milliamp hour battery, but same hull sticks, hull triggers, has the fan from the 405V, nice ergonomic backing with a little bit of grit to the texture, and an 8-way D-pad with joystick on top. So what are your guys' feelings on this?
Rob, you want to go first?
Yeah, you know, I'm like half excited and half kind of like, what are we going to do with this extra power that's on hand here? You know, the one-to-one display kind of is perfect for me, at least with like Game Boy Color, you know, those kind of platforms, Pico 8, things like that. And the thing is, we know that this is running obviously Android, so we don't actually get Explorer on here with Pico 8. So now we're ready to lose that functionality. Beyond that, I know H and I were talking, and he said, you know, 3DS is probably a good use case for something like this, where you can stack the screens on top of each other. But beyond that, I'm like, do we need all this power in here? Would it have been better just to have something a little bit cheaper and then still get that Anbernic build quality? So, you know, I'm kind of in between right now about how I feel about it.
1-to-1 aspect ratio, yeah, going to be more expensive than the RGB30 for sure, but it looks just like it, or also in competition with the A1 Unicorn, or what is that? ZPG A1 Unicorn. So that's going to be out soon too. Aish, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I've been thinking about the screen aspect ratio, and I think we do this a lot with our handhelds. It's like we look at the aspect ratio of the screen and immediately think, oh, this is going to be good for PSP, or it's going to be good for like the old 4x3 stuff. The 1x1 doesn't really fit that, and we all immediately think Game Boy, maybe Super Nintendo if you're running on 8x7, DS and 3DS. But if you actually look, and I was telling Rob this, if you look at the usual screen area for 4x3 content on the 1x1, it's a 3.5-inch screen. And we're pretty used to playing on a 3.5-inch screen, and we're going to have extra real estate on the bottom if you want to set like some hotkeys over there. We have a lot of emulators that let you do that for like fast forward or load and save state. You could set those as touchscreen hotkeys for all of those functions and just have them there available if you want to do things like PS2 or those other systems. I just think it's going to be pretty cool, and we're also going to be able to run things at a lower resolution. Because it's a smaller screen, it's still going to look pretty sharp. So for me personally, there's a lot of upside to it. I don't know if Anbernic's going to pull it off or how it's going to be, but I am optimistic for it, just because it's going to be the first time we have, you know, kind of a smaller, pretty powerful device. Unless this thing turns out to be a chonker, which I don't expect it to be.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of know
you
what
actually
you're doing
do.
Away.
You do bring up a good point about the 4.3 though. I hadn't thought about it. And the funny thing is, I'm actually working on this guy here, and I was comparing it specifically to the RGB20 S, and I'm like, the funny thing is, this is a 4.3 display, and this is a 1-to-1, and the viewable space is actually the same on both devices. So you do bring up a good point about that. So if we're kind of used to playing on a 3.5-inch screen, this is not going to be that much different, really. So 4.3 content would still work pretty well on this 1-to-1 display.
And you're going to have those black bars I was talking about, probably in the top or bottom, like let's say for like Nether SX2. There's going to be those two areas over there. If you wanted to leave like some hotkeys on the screen for touchscreen, you could do a load save states. You could do fast forward. You could do things like that. They're not going to get in the way of the actual display area, but they're going to be there for you. Because for me, at least with a lot of Anbernic devices, it's kind of a pain not having dedicated hotkeys, like a function button and all that, with some of these Android-only handhelds, which I'm guessing this is going to be Android-only, because I don't think the TA20 has any type of Linux support.
Yes.
And for Pico 8, sorry, I just remember this. For Pico 8, Aiden did a whole video about how to run Pico 8 through Windows emulation on Android. So we would still be able to have that.
We can always, I mean, we're, as a community, as a retro community, we're resourceful. We're just resourceful as people. I think we can find a way to make this happen, Aish. I want to believe in my heart and my soul.
I do too. I just like getting these weird devices that just aren't your usual, oh, this is Game Boy copy and this is a PSP copy, you know?
Sure.
Like, something different. It's going to be there for people. Vertical shooters will also look pretty good on a screen like this. It's just nice to have another option. You don't have to buy every single device, and not every single device that comes out has to be made for everybody. You know, this is probably going to have a niche use case, and that's perfectly fine. You have like 100 other Anbernic devices to pick from, and most likely next week you're going to have another 2. So you'll be
at least
everybody,
one.
Yeah,
We'll know about at least one by next week. At least
exactly.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But people are more stoked on this than I originally thought. You know, we have been seeing a lot of positive chatter about it in the community. Having that 3.95-inch or whatever touchscreen, 4-inch touchscreen is big. I mean, this maybe isn't the ideal Android handheld. And it would have been better, if they would have brought it for a lower price point, something like the RGB30. But I still think it's pretty cool looking. I need to compare it to the A1 Unicorn and really see, because this obviously, like, they saw that, and this is a response to that. It has to be, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these one-to-one displays are like available in mass quantity right now, and that's why everybody's
seeing it from everybody.
Yeah,
it's nuts. Because not only this one, but this company, I think Games Console, or some people are saying it's from Boyhom, but they're releasing a competitor now as well called the R40S, and it's $70. This is directly an RGB30 clone, and it does come in some cool colorways. I like that bright yellow option for some reason, but again, they're doing the white and the maroon red button
purple
variant there. It's like the second one in.
That's the one. So of course I ordered this because I actually love the RGB30. It's one of my favorite devices. That's why I like the 20 SX as well. But I ordered this, and apparently it's not potentially shipping, or it's not ready to go, and I might end up getting like a rock in the mail or something. So
yeah, and that's what we got to talk about.
Like, of course.
We do need to talk about that fact, because this seller has in the past shipped nothing. But as Shem explained it to us once, it was because they need to fulfill AliExpress's shipping timeline, so they have to ship something. They have to ship something, even if it's a blank envelope, and then they ship you the real thing. So far, that's been the case in the end. But people get freaked out when that happens, rightfully so, and then they just cancel and never get it again, because to not communicate ahead of time, like, hey,
that's what I mean. Like,
you an empty envelope. Don't freak out about that. Then we'll ship you the real one as soon as it's ready, but it'll be a little bit longer than the 2 weeks that AliExpress forces us to do. Great.
Well, that's the thing. I think they don't want to lose I think part of it is they don't want to lose the business. So if they propose to you, hey, give us 2 weeks additional time to process, and then they're worried that people are just going to cancel. And then I'm like, but how is this a good business practice?
Wild business idea. Announce it 2 weeks later so that you have it ready to go. You know, just saying, it's an option. It's an option.
I ordered it, not thinking about it, because I'm like, okay, Boyhom, you know, I mean, we've heard this name before. I have their M17. I'm like, you know, it is what it is. I was just curious to see what their take on the one-to-one is like. And of course, the one time I buy sort of borderline e-waste is when it's potential that I'm just going to get something in the mail that has nothing in it.
Yeah, I think that is super shady and annoying and frustrating. And I would be annoyed if that hasn't happened to me yet, because I've been hearing word of that happening. It's like, for instance, this one, I'm hearing word that might happen for this one, and I'm not going to back it as it stands now. I'm going to wait for it to be actually ready. And yeah, look at that.
That's the one I got. That's the one I ordered.
Color.
I love that color. I think it actually looks pretty cool.
Did you see that purple one?
It's got that Famicom classic look. Purple.
There's a purple one too. So if you scroll down a little bit, and they have a lineup of all the devices. I don't know why it's not being shown.
I do like the yellow.
As like one of the options, but I saw a purple one.
Let me see. I'm scrolling.
They don't have it up for sale anyways, but that would be nice. Purple's been another popular option. So they're cloning the clones.
Okay. Well, there's from the top view, but I saw a purple one when I was looking for the thumbnail, and I thought, oh man, I'm pretty sure Stubbs is gonna love this one, but I don't know why it's not up on their site.
Well, they probably aren't doing that one in the end, and that's all right. I think I saw what you were talking about when I was going. They
probably just don't want you to get it.
They don't want me to have it. They don't want me to have nice things. That's all right. So everybody, this is an RK3566, the same that's in the RGB30. Another 4-inch IPS display, 720 by 720, probably the same screen that we're seeing in all of these, like these guys are saying here. This one, if you know, I think it's from Games Console, who made the R36S. I believe that's who it's from. If we go off their track record, the buttons might be a little stiff. The D-pad may not be the best. The sticks. Did I see that those were Hall sticks? Or is that just a buzzword at this point?
Let me see.
Include it in the advertisements.
I did see something about sticks, but let's see what it actually is.
At this point, they should all just be Hall sticks.
They really should.
Here we go. No, it doesn't mention anything.
No, okay. Service life 200. What is that? 200 million times.
2 million times.
2 million times.
2 million.
So who's gonna do the 2 million test? Is
2 million thumb rotations.
It's got pixel level accurate pointing.
This is crap. There is no magnets. There is no Hall sticks. There is no Hall triggers. I quit. I'm done. I'm done with this. No. Somebody, JLash in our community, ordered one of these for Zoo the moment it opened, and so they've sold 8 so far. And I wonder who these.
I'm one of those.
Are. You're one of the 8.
I'm one of those.
JLash is one of the 8th. I have not got this. So I would say,
if
you're planning on this, wait to get the signal from us or anybody that it's for sure ready.
Yeah, I usually wait on these things to kind of see how things settle, and of course, like. Just wait. Don't order it yet until we know for sure.
There's a really good chance that all 8 of those orders are in RH.
Oh, I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, I'm almost positive. At least I know half the people that are in the RH Discord. So
more and more of these manufacturers are joining our Discord as well. So we're seeing them like GameMT. It's been in there. Like they've been in there. The smaller companies on AliExpress here have been talking about their products, interacting with people. And that has been sort of putting a face to a name sort of situation where it's not so much like, oh, this shady situation happening across the world. You know, do I give my money? That definitely lends a little bit more of just trust, you know, just a little bit like, okay, you're trying to work under a strained system. All right, I get it. Sure, hold on to my money for a little while. But in this case, I don't know who's making this. We haven't seen them anything. So just wait. But it's interesting. It's cool.
Yeah. It's your buddy Boyhom.
It's my buddy Boyhom.
Come on.
Boyhom.
Come on, Boyhom. I don't think I think it's Games Console who makes this. But we will find out once we actually get one and see one in person and see what's on the box.
So we have at least
console and Games Console.
We have at least 5 confirmed in our chat right now.
Yeah.
So that's
nobody
5,
else get this, please.
So there's one person unaccounted for. That means who's bought this? Incredible. But the RGB30 form factor has just this legendary sort of status already about it. So I get why they're being copied. And it's funny, the Powkitty is the original mind on this whole situation. Isn't that wild? They're the ones that other people are copying. Even Anbernic themselves.
Yeah. To Powkitty's credit, they've been first on a lot of devices.
They have been, actually. Yeah. Same thing with the T618. They were the first with that, despite it being one of the worst devices. But you know,
they were also the first to make a good 2366 device. It was one of the early RGBs, because before that we had what's that other one called? The one you had to put together yourself with a terrible D-pad and tiny Vita sticks. Odroid. Yeah, that's and then Powkitty just copied Odroid and just gave it better controls.
Great color. I love that.
I love the RGB30 so much that I have 2 of the same color. Actually, one just has dead pixels. That's why I bought it again. But form factor, it's growing on me. I was not big on this, as people might remember. I was like, this is dumb. This is a dumb form factor. Why are they doing this? Nothing stretches quite right. The aspect ratio. Look at PSP, and I'm trying to stretch.
What are you talking about? You love PSP in that 1-to-1.
I know, because it makes me laugh. But I wouldn't actually sit there and play through like Mega Man.
I've
Maverick
seen
Hunter
you play in bed. I saw it. I saw it at CES.
Or the other one. Yeah, there you go. The RGB20 SX. Is another one, and some say they took that idea and even better with the SX.
I actually
the ergonomics are better.
Yeah, I actually like this more.
I just realized they're the exact same size if you stack them like this.
It is, that's
crazy.
Identical, They literally just turned it sideways, and that was it.
And that was the whole thing.
Yeah, I think the only thing the RGB30 does better than this one is if you want to use the sticks for something.
Yeah, I noticed that because the sticks are sort of placed a little too low on the 20SX, but
you
guys see that there's people taking out the sticks on the 20SX on Reddit?
I'm probably going to do that too.
Yeah, well,
The thing is, they're recessed enough to me. They're
fine.
not in the way, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just leave them in there. You know, occasionally I might want to use it or something. So
I gotta get my SX out. Hold on, let me get my SX.
yeah, you get that sexy thing out.
There you go. No, it's usually for me personally, the sticks have pretty much no use because if I want to use something that relies on the sticks, I have a bunch of other handhelds to pick from. For somebody that isn't in that position, though, I think the sticks make sense just because you can play more systems.
Yeah.
This is more of a me thing.
What's happening here? Okay, there we go.
I do wish we had an option
another
without
color.
the sticks, though.
I still have the same one I've had since day one.
I do too.
Not very exciting, but it works. You know, I can't complain.
I'm just gonna paint this one. I'm gonna do like a DMG color scheme with it.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Oh, you got the transparent blue as well.
Transparent blue. I haven't talked about this one before. My hands-on impressions of it yet. And today's not going to be the day I'm going to do it either, really. But I just wanted to at least show that I have it here. I will be talking about it. My one thought on it is comically tall, and I've seen that mod where you can make these smaller, so I might try that. But
well, did you see the one other mod that you were talking about where
it's comfortable?
It's just flat on the back.
Really? They flat in the back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. No, I have not seen that, but it makes me laugh. It makes me smile, and I love. And you all probably already know this, but I love of course,
stickers.
So I can't wait to put.
No,
I hate those
ridiculous
dumb things.
You hate.
hate those things.
Me too. I will not ruin this,
dude. I don't even like this face.
Fit. You have to put the tiger upside down, and it doesn't even fit then.
The only reason the face doesn't bother me is because this screen is so good. And I was telling Rob that Go Game nailed the whole setup with the SD card. That when I booted up Game Boy, I was just blown away. So I was like, you know what? I don't even care about that face anymore. I just want to play this thing.
Shout out to the real ones at Go Game Geek who actually prepare their SD cards and sort of organize the ROMs a bit and all that. Should we just put the sticker on here now?
You gotta use the one that doesn't fit though.
Oh,
that's one of the things I do appreciate about some of these resellers.
Russ is saying it doesn't fit. Is that?
Yeah,
it's the best though.
It gets on the screen, I think.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like with some of these resellers, like you do end up paying a little bit more, but there's people that don't know or don't want to set up an SD card. You can just go down that route if you're okay paying like that extra 10, maybe $20 for it.
I gotta adjust the lighting on this camera, but Russ, I think this actually is gonna fit. Maybe yours they sent you an accidental RGB20 sticker, but I think that's gonna fit. So. Ball's in your court, sir. Touche.
Yeah, the one that Russ got, he's saying that it didn't fit. So you got a good one.
So, and this, I believe this one came from Go Game Geek. So maybe they took the time to fix it themselves.
Oh, that looks awful.
I can't stand what's happening with my lighting right now. Okay, that's better.
I still wouldn't put the sticker on.
I am not putting a
sticker
on. No, I will not do it. I will not.
I refuse.
Be a man, Ash. Put the sticker on.
You can always put this sticker on.
Nope. There you go.
The Pow Kitty. Yeah, that's got to go in your SP, man.
I know. I had it in my SP, but I don't know if I should leave it in there. It's pretty bad.
Well, everybody.
The Pow Kitty SP, the one that they never could give us.
I know. Come on. Well, everybody, this has been a look at the wave of 1-to-1 aspect ratio handhelds that are coming to market right now. It is nuts, and we'll share more as we find out. But yeah, I also have more thoughts about the 8-way D-pad on that RG Cube. I want to talk about that and see how it compares to the RG Arc. But
I hope it's the same one.
I thought that was generally pretty well done.
Mm-hmm.
But let's take a look. Let's move on. Let's take a look at something else. So in other news, AYN, for those who are wondering about backing their new Odin 2 Mini, that thing is looking more sweet all the time because now we actually have a physical, real-world look at the device. Look at that. This is a Vita confirmed.
I want one so bad.
The white looks so nice.
It does.
I want the black one.
I actually kind of want the white one because there's fun stickers they're including with it that go right on there. So
I don't like the white bezel.
I'm not doing stickers.
I'm doing the stickers. The button depression looks nice. Hopefully it doesn't make me depressed, but it looks nice right off the bat. I like that they copied the Vita on the back with those grippy areas. And the buttons, do you guys think they look too small?
They look Vita sized.
Vita sized?
Yeah.
It's a nostalgic touch.
So they're going to be small.
What's going to throw me off though is that these are membrane based.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little weird, but I mean
that will be. Okay,
it's taking me a while to be okay with the stick up top on this one, just because I'm so used to the way the Vita looks with the sticks on the bottom.
Yeah, it's a little different in that way.
Yeah.
But I mean the pivot of the D-pad looks really nice,
yeah,
and I mean the build quality. You already know AYN's track record for build quality, and I already can looking at this. I know that that's going to feel great in the hands. Ergonomics are another factor we'll have to get into, but good news is AYN is sending us one Odin 2 Mini for review. We should have it early before the pre-order period's over. So as soon as I get that in-house here, I'm going to be doing a first look live stream and as much content as I can on it for you all as quick as I can. So we can see, is this worth backing? Is it worth buying? And they have a nice form-fitted case they're showing off here too.
Yeah, this looks nice.
I'm worried about the thermals on that thing.
It might get a little hot, but there's a fan, active cooling inside, and
I hopefully they'll spend some time with the software and to make sure they have profiles configured properly, because that was a little bit of an issue with the Odin 2 initially. They had to tweak some things, but they are very responsive. That's the main thing about AYN I like. So
the fan is actually one of the things that worries me. I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to keep it cool, but how loud is that fan going to get? Because it's pretty slim. I don't know how much they can actually do for like the heatsink and all of that.
I don't know. AYN has classically been pretty good at thermals. Like their focus has been on thermals, and I don't remember one AYN device that ever got too hot for me.
What I mean is the fan noise.
Oh, the noise of the fan? Well, sure.
Yeah. That's what I'm kind of worried about, because it's a pretty small device. I'm guessing a lot of people are just going to carry around with you. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not. They haven't done anything to say that it will, but I think with something this size, it's a concern.
I'm noticing the colors on the screen right now are really coming off really nice. Looks really good.
That mini LED
That's
screen.
That's at 50% brightness. Whoa.
Yeah, the mini LED screen looks OLED quality, and I think
really good.
It's probably going to be tough to tell the difference unless you're playing at night in bed. Lights off, you're going to see maybe a little bit of that.
Hey, so about 6 hours battery life with 1080p GameCube, not bad.
6 hours, yeah. 3X GameCube. Fan mode quiet. That's good to know. Performance normal. Yeah, I mean, guys, in hands, this is looking a lot better than just the renders on their own. And those sticks might need some joystick caps, and that's probably why they're including them here.
Comment about that. I noticed that they have the caps on there right now. Yeah.
Pretty sure they're just the same sticks as the Odin, right?
They have to be the same sticks. Yeah.
So you could just get like the extra ones from Etsy or put some caps on there. I actually swapped mine out I shaved down some sticks from a broken Switch Pro controller, and they fit.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, let me grab it real quick. It's the exact same ones, which is funny because I realized that they're pretty much just knockoff ROG Ally sticks when I would have to take one apart. But see this thing? Yeah. These are the ones I have on mine.
Ooh,
it won't really focus,
nice
but they're pretty tall. Yeah. Want to focus on the sticks, and this is all they really are. It won't focus.
Yeah,
you just
pop
slap
off.
them.
I get the idea.
Yeah. Because I saw Russ had one, and I was like, okay, I need better sticks, so it just looks like this now.
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't call me about collaborating on some sticks. It's like they don't even care about
Stubbs. What's going on here?
Thumb health or whatever. They don't even. No one wants spiky joystick caps, I guess. So it's fine. Am I a little miffed about it? No, I'll be all right.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get one of those. It's gonna feel just like this.
I like they have.
I think H goes to bed at night with the Vita.
Just touching the Vita. I just like. I just like having it around.
I like that they emulated it's like the Win 4 and the Win 3. They emulated the shoulders left and right there. I wonder if that lights up. I wonder if it lights up as part of the RGB action.
Honestly, it was not a very good feature on the Win 4.
I know. It was so subtle. It was like very subtle.
I think they took it out in some models too. Then they brought it back.
They had to change the shoulder buttons because they went with some. They were too dark, so they had to redo that. They took it on, they put it back in when they went back to the clear ones.
Now this is the right look. This is exactly how it's supposed to look with that very clear. That's correct. Yeah, I don't think it needs any RGB.
Me neither. I don't think so.
I think the hype is building on this more and more. And
well, it's just a more pocketable version of the Odin 2 with that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. I mean,
I don't care. I don't care about that, Rob. I don't care about like we've already hit the ceiling of performance in Android that we need for emulators right now. Anyways, we're already past that. You only need an Odin 2 Pro for emulators right now, really. But the screen, the mini LED is such a draw for me. That is what's cool,
and especially
and the Vita form factor,
screen size.
Yeah,
get the resolutions in terms of the games we're going to be upscaling. It's going to look so nice.
Now, can we get a 7-inch 16:10 screen on an Android?
I'm sorry, whoever's driving.
They like to stretch like Stubbs. That's right. Stretch.
Yeah, it looks. They need to use those cheat codes, man. They gotta use the widescreen hack.
And yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see that. What do you think?
Probably never. I just want one.
Well.
That's just my wish list. It's probably not going to happen ever.
Well, next year's CES, go talk to the parts manufacturers again, get yourself some contacts, build your own device, and then we'll.
I actually do have most of the contacts I would need. I don't have the funding for that.
Well, we need a shadow organization to fund it.
Right.
So, shadow funders out there, Ace is looking to build the one handheld, something that can defeat TechDweeb's army and D&D. So, let us know. Not evil. I said shadow, but not evil. There is a difference.
I'll take evil. It's fine.
Okay. He'll kind of take whatever right now, but we'll get there. So
Odin 2 Mini, money for good.
He does. Yeah. Odin 2 Mini hype is building, cautiously optimistic. Stoked to get one in to test and show you all what it can do. So we'll take a look together and put it through its paces. All right. Next one. This is a new one. This is from GPD, just talking about them. But they've released a teaser anyways, called the GPD Duo, which is a dual screen GPD laptop with an AM OLED screen. And this one kind of looks like the form factor of a GPD WinMax 2 with an extra screen on top of it. So this might be the world's ultimate 3DS device. I don't know. It's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be spendy, I'm sure. But have you seen like the Lenovo? There's a Lenovo dual screen one they have in like Best Buy right now.
It's not
like
cheap.
$2,000. And I played with that, and I'm like, but why? But why? Is like. You can't really hold that on your lap on the couch and just type away. Like, I don't get it, but I want to be educated.
I don't quite get it either. I think a laptop with a dual screen setup like that to me seems a little crazy, but I mean, I haven't used it, so I can't say otherwise. It could be one of those things where you have it in hand and it's like, I've been missing this in my life, kind of thing. So it's tough because
there's going to be
kind of like ultra wide monitors. Like I've had an ultra wide monitor for probably like 6-7 years now, but for some people, when I explain to them why I like it, they don't get it until they get one in person. They're like, okay, now it makes sense. Now I see why you like ultra wide monitors. So it could be something like that,
because they're doing it because we can. That's what they say. Why not? Because they can. Also rumored to be a productivity laptop, not gaming centric.
Yeah, definitely.
We forget that GBD makes products that are also not gaming focused either. They have a lot of other products that they have made that are small laptops and things like that don't have any gaming controls in it. So
the Win 2 is supposedly a productivity first device that can be used for gaming.
They think that the retro gaming community isn't going to turn this into a gaming centric device.
Oh, that's the first thing I'm going to do with it.
It's going to be a Wii U and a 3DS.
That's all we're going to do. We're just going to be putting telescopic controllers.
I was just going to say that. Just wait.
Yep.
We're going to be putting BSP D8 Pros on the sides. We're going to be upscaling 3DS Donkey Kong Country 3D and so like 10x resolution on Citra, and then we're going to say this is the beast to beat. You know.
What are you guys thinking specs wise? You think they're going to go back to Intel with this, or just
no? 8840
AMD. I think has to be AMD. Have you seen Intel's chips this generation? Have you seen the MSI Claw, Rob?
Oh, I'm very well accustomed with the Intel chips.
It's rough.
It's rough out there, man. Unless maybe it's Snapdragon X though. Would that be cool?
I feel like that's still too new for that.
I agree. I think so. Yeah.
AMD, even I've seen like companies like tried out Intel, even like One X, they tried Intel and they're like, nah, we're gonna go right back to AMD.
Yeah. I just think AMD is where it's at for the mobile market right now.
Yeah.
You know, for these handhelds. I mean, this isn't a handheld. This is a laptop. So sure, they could put Intel in, but
this would have been a lot cooler if the screen opened out up like sideways instead of on top of it. Like I can see that being way more useful. Kind of like most people have like a side monitor. That would have, in my opinion, would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
On top of it, it just looks kind of crazy. Like, can you imagine being like at Starbucks and you pull out your laptop and you open it and then you open it again?
I could just imagine a Mr. Bean skit where it's like he opens up his laptop and then he opens up another screen. And it's another screen.
Another one,
the nesting screens.
You open up two screens.
It's a real problem.
And then put on some AR glasses on top of that. Now you're in business.
Quadzilla is taking bets. It's Intel. No, it's got to be. I say AMD. Maybe ARM though. I mean, think about it. ARM's gonna give you the best battery life.
I don't think it's gonna be ARM though.
I don't think there's any
screens. What do you want? A 45-minute battery? Come on.
They can put a giant battery in there if it's gonna be a laptop.
Yeah.
It's gonna be heavy.
The entire base will be just a battery essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't even really know what the driver situation is for an ARM chip right now for Windows. So I don't think they would put this much work into building an AMOLED dual screen device and then put a chip that isn't really ready for prime time yet in it.
We don't know that. Why are all the manufacturers making a big primetime deal out of the Snapdragon X Elite and all that? Like,
that's true.
We're seeing a bunch of devices coming out in the next few months with that.
The thing with Microsoft, this is their big push again because they've done this before with ARM. So I'm hoping that this is the real one. That we're gonna finally move forward with ARM with Windows.
Yes,
finally go somewhere with that because we need it. We do need that. In terms of efficiency, we need to see that because Intel's not going to be it. And
Intel's not it.
These also, if you look at the past few generations, they've started to slow down a little bit there as well. So
the difference between the 7840U and the 8840U being not that big, and the fact that battery life is still a concern with AMD chipset, it's a tough sell. I think. But
that's what I was going to say.
Snapdragon.
They kind of have to do something to respond to Apple, because Apple with those M chips is kind of killing it right now as far as laptops go. Like Microsoft needs something that can actually compete with that and offer something comparable.
Microsoft's not releasing laptops without a lot of consideration. Like they waited so long between the Surface Laptop 5 line, and then this year they released both the 6 as a business laptop and the 7 now with this new Snapdragon Elite. And I just feel like the chipset's going to be more ready for prime time than we think. And I think it's going to be really cool for battery life.
Check it out.
And I think it's going to be the next thing. Like it's going to be with that translation layer. If that's working well, then you don't need to worry about compatibility anymore, right?
I think you might actually, because I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Like my first thought was those ARM chips aren't ready for gaming. But you're right. They did say this is a productivity device. So maybe
But we'll use it for
I guess
gaming.
we'll see.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
well,
But how many spreadsheets can it open at once? That's the metric.
that's the
that
question.
The business world.
The metric to
needs
beat
to
is
know.
really the Win 600, of course. You know, that has the
Oh,
best
yeah.
performance for Excel spreadsheets.
Dude,
How many
all day.
spreadsheets can the Odin 2 open?
on
think
in
we've done
Windows
that
mode.
test.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you done this test?
Has
Dave?
anybody does
No,
that?
we need to. We need to do
Anyone
this
done
test.
that? Yeah. Okay. All right. 5-inch screen, Windows. All right. We can make that happen. Okay. GPD. We're excited to see what in the world this thing becomes. So we'll let you all know as soon as we know more. Maybe we'll find out more at Computex next week. ASUS isn't the only one there. There's a bunch of vendors who are probably going to be releasing drops and news and different things. I'm going to go visit all the booths and report back to you all my thoughts. I'll do like a summary video or something.
I'm hoping you get some hands-on with that Snapdragon X. That'd be cool.
Yes, that's the plan. I want to look at all the vendors who might have that, as well as look at ASUS. And I didn't have the ROG Ally X on the list today, but the new rumored leak drops are interesting from video cards. They suggest that there's an 80 watt-hour battery. So in Computex, I'm going to confirm if that's true. And if so, that's the biggest battery on a Windows handheld we've seen to date, and makes the Ally X a super contender for this year for one of the better Windows handheld gaming lap situations.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to go do that. And I've decided, by the way, on what handhelds I think I might bring. I think. Do you say the SP?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Steam Deck and the SP. Yeah, I think it's the SP.
Is that what you're going to bring with you?
After I try Aisha's new fancy tape mod, so we put 3 layers of masking tape on the face
on the buttons
and 2 layers
on the D-pad.
On the D-pad, on the membranes. So I want to try that and see if it makes it both quieter and easier
over
to
the
press.
domes. Not over the
dome.
dome switch. Yeah,
over the dome switches. Yes, that's
it
right.
does.
Sorry.
It makes a huge difference. I actually tried it out last night too, and it got pretty quiet. You can still feel the click, and you can still hear a little bit of a click, but it's not like the loud one as it was before.
Yeah.
I didn't
I'm
think it was
excited
too
to try
bad
that.
personally. I like the SP a lot. Good device.
See, for the sound, it's fine. It's not going to bother some people, but for me, the issue was the amount of travel. It has too much travel for a dome switch D-pad and buttons. And when you're trying to do like fighting moves, it's really hard to really roll into those like fire Hadoukens. I can't believe I almost called it a fire punch. I don't like calling it that. It's a Hadouken, okay? It's a Hadouken. Yeah. So you'll miss him if you're going like full game speed and you're trying to hit those fighting moves. It gets a little bit hard. After I did that, I was able to hit all of them, no problem. And it just feels like really quick to actuate.
I'm gonna try it, man. The SP has been growing on me, and I've been getting used to the buttons more and more, and it's been my go-to device for all the times I've gone on the road now to different places. And yeah, it's just so easy to pick up and play, and I'm realizing I'm carrying it more with me for the simple fact, if nothing else, because it folds down.
Yes.
And
I was just gonna say, you really fold it, throw it in your pocket.
I don't look for a case. It's just one of those mindless sort of like I grab the device and I actually have something I can use. And the fact that you can close the lid and then it's going to save your spot in the game, open the lid, bam, you're back in the game. They added that now, by the way. This was another topic I removed for today. They added that functionality to MIUI. So MIUI can do that. MuOS, Newly is working on that, I think, for the next release. And then Garlic OS, by the way, has official SP build out now. So Black Seraph has that rocking. So the SP seems to be everybody's focus right now. And for good reason. It's not one of those sort of like, oh, we'll use this, but we're not going to really play with it long term. It's sort of like a novelty. It'll be on the shelf. It's not one of those. This is an actual like utility item you carry with you. I
was actually talking about that today, that unfortunately, because of what we do, we can't spend a lot of time with a handheld as much as we'd like to after we're done with it. We spend a lot of time with it. We'll spend a lot of time with it before, during the review process, playing as much as we can, getting as much info as we can from it. But when we're done, we kind of have to move on to something else because there's always something new. This one I've actually like keep on going back to and finding reasons to keep playing. Oh my god, you put the sticker on it. To keep playing with it because I liked it that much. And when I did the tape mod, I enjoyed it even more. Like I'm 4 badges in on Pokemon Heart Gold, which I'm surprised I even wanted to play DS on it because I usually don't like playing DS games on a device that's just going to be on one screen. But with this one, it's been a good time.
Well, like I think all of us have a couple devices that we always keep in our rotation, you know. And for me, like the SP is easily one of those devices I'm keeping in my rotation.
Yeah, it's just that convenience factor. It can't be beat. Where you don't need a case, you don't have to worry about the screen. Grab it closer, throw it in your pocket or your backpack, and you're good to go. Yeah. And the battery life is really good on it too.
I like how there's a leftover residue of the sticker on your 20SX Stubbs. It looks like his mouth is open,
gaping.
Yeah. So just for clarification, I don't think it's necessarily better than other devices like the Miu Mini or the 35XX Plus or the Edge or any of those. It's just more convenient to use because close it, take it with you, you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was always the appeal of the Game Boy Advance SP. That is literally why when you look at every Game Boy Advance SP, the top of the shell has those scrapes on it because that's what everyone did with it. They closed it and threw it in their pocket or threw it in their backpack, and you didn't have to really worry about it getting damaged, and that's really the appeal of that.
Yeah, and you're way more likely to play your handheld, play your games if you can just grab it and put it in your pocket on your way out.
Absolutely.
Then with some other ones, like with me, the Miu Mini Plus or the 35XX Plus, I would take that with me, but I was always worried about the screen, and I didn't want to put it in my pocket because I felt like I was going to break it, especially the Miu Mini. With this one, I don't even really think about it.
How do I beat this level in Wario Land 4? I'm just stuck in this game.
You're on fire, first of all.
This is like, what did you get stuck in last time? Was it Mario 3?
It was Mario 3. It was Mario 3, yeah.
I'm always like so close to beating Game of the Month, and I get stuck on something stupid, and I feel too embarrassed to ask people. I'm supposed to like be good at these things.
My man, go to GameFAQs.com.
I know, I'm so stubborn. I'm a stubborn pixel.
We got to deal with old school.
I'm so stubborn. I want to figure it out myself, Rob.
No,
I don't want to look up stuff. Like I'm going to figure out.
We don't have time for that.
I know.
No one needs to know.
And that's why I just give up in the end. That's why I'm like, next month. You know, I'll do it next month. Because if I'm not having fun, then I'm like, why am I doing it?
Yeah, I'm on a mission to beat at least get as close as possible to beat my backlog this year. So for a lot of games, if I feel like, you know what, I'm not enjoying this right now, I'm going to put it in easy mode and I'm going to grab a guide and I'm just going to push through it.
I got to pull the guide out. You guys are right.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be talking about right now?
I don't know, but I don't have the time to put in 40, 50 hours into a Game Boy game anymore. I want to play it, but I got
like a game like Wario Land is perfect for me. Those are the kind of games I find myself playing a lot more nowadays. It's not that I don't like RPGs, it's just I don't have the time to commit to a lot of those.
Yeah.
Why am I a pancake?
But that's also why I like something like the 280XX. Like it's really small. It's at least for me, like it's worse than a 35XX Plus or those other ones because of the size, but it's way easier to just put in your pocket and go.
It is. That's the thing. Is like I can just close it.
Yeah.
Boom. You can have a fun sticker, and it's in your pocket, and you're off to the dentist or whatever. Like that's been the fact that I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Even though grabbing any other handheld would only take another 5 to 10 seconds of effort. The 5 to 10 seconds of effort in my almost 40s now is a big deal. Like,
it's the added bulk too, you know.
The added bulk, yeah.
You know,
like this is a self-containing case
or something.
This is exactly.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like you look at the SP and it's a little bit thick, and you compare it to other handhelds, and like and you'll see that this one is thinner, but you have to add a case if you want to take it out with you, which is going to add way more bulk anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kai, I just want to answer your question that the 28XX can fit in a shirt pocket. It's pretty tiny.
What's he doing with the sticker?
I don't know.
It's a mess over here, guys.
Oh,
I
got to put it back together so I can do like my unboxing portion of the video for this.
You know what you need? I saw this was a big it was really popular on the Discord. Was with the silver model, get those tribal designs on as a sticker. That would be the one to go with.
You think people believe that that's new? That's been untouched.
Sure, if they didn't see this.
So if anyone's going to be on the marketplace on Discord, just, don't buy Stubbs unit because it's clearly been used.
No, it hasn't. Look,
Yeah, that looks untouched.
Yeah, sure.
Untouched.
Just show the Ranger one.
This is as pristine as the Rockies,
Yeah,
the mountains, as the fresh driven snow.
That's what you need for your SP. You need one of those tramp stamps on there.
Put this here.
so we got tribals and tramp stamps making a comeback in 2024.
We'll figure this out.
Thank
guys.
you, Anbernic.
Yeah,
Bringing back that good style.
You know what else is a good style? The fact that, dude, they're making N64 games so much easier to port.
oh yeah.
Look at that pivot. Look at that. Look how we did that. I just pat me on the back, Rob, for that.
I like how it started with the Windows crashed.
Hey, we don't need to look too deep into that. So N64 here, Retro RGB has this article saying, hey, this dude, wise guy, created this program that freaking takes an N64 ROM that you provide and decodes it into C and then re-uploads it or re-coderizes it and makes it into an executable you can play in Windows, and you get ray tracing, you get 60 FPS, you get a bunch of quality of life things, and it takes minutes to do.
Look how good that looks.
I know.
It
But I
looks
like the quality
beautiful.
of life features, though. I was looking into that. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's really cool that you can do all that. Yeah, this is crazy.
Like, as awesome as Ship of Harkinian is, and they just released Majora's Mask for it too. Like that's probably still the better way to play those games.
Yeah.
Being able to do this with a bunch of other N64 games is awesome because there's a lot of games that just aren't going to get that level of mod support that you can now easily do it with.
I guess they also
we got
ported
Superman
Banjo.
64 port.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superman 64
Blast Corps
Banjo.
is another one.
Majora's Mask, of course, is the big news today.
Yeah.
But this is really, really cool. So I know Ship of Harkinian was one that had to be manually ported, and it took a long time, right? Just a lot of effort. And now this dude came and said, hey, you, the consumer, easily can port your own N64 games, but they might be a little buggy. So you need to go in and do some manual work after. Is that what I understand? That's why this one's taking a little longer.
Which one? The Majora's Mask one?
Yeah, because there's the Recomp. This is called the Recomp.
So Majora's Mask was done in a different way. This has been in works for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he also did a
Break it down
Recomp
for us, Aish. Break it down. You're the one who brought this topic on tonight.
Yeah.
You tell
So
us
there's
all
two.
about it.
So you have Ship 2 Harkinian 2. I think it's what it's being called for the official Majora's Mask PC port, which was decompiled and it took a really long time to do, just like Ocarina of Time. And they're adding a lot more quality of life stuff and even the ability to like replace textures and models and all of that. What this one's doing is with just, at least this is what I understand, is with other N64 games, Majora's Mask included, you can put him into the program itself and it's going to create the port for you. He doesn't provide the game. You have to still provide your own ROM. And there are some quality of life improvements based around things the community has already done, but it's not to the level of what you're going to see in like Ship of Harkinian because there's just not the same amount of work being done on him. That's kind of where things are right now. Unless there's been some new development that I'm not aware of. That's as much as I've seen. But I still think it's really cool because it does add some things like widescreen support, stuff that we've been able to do with emulators for N64, but running natively now, which really opens the door for a lot more things for that if people want to go in and actually do mods for them.
So freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
I just love all the stuff that we get from the community. It's kind of amazing.
It is,
That's a great game.
I want to see
Rocket's a
Perfect
great
Dark.
game.
Perfect Dark is the game that I want ported.
Which that's what I was gonna say. Like, can you? I don't know if this also can create Linux ports, but I would imagine it could be possible. But can you imagine like how many low-end Linux handhelds like would be able to run basically perfect N64 games now because of this, instead of trying to emulate them to like RetroArch or the standalone emulators?
Yeah. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah.
This is huge news for the emulation scene. And it's not even emulation, right? It's just the actual code of the game running on Windows, which is just freaking cool.
Yeah, which means ports for Android, for Linux, for other operating systems, and no emulation. And you can add things like ray tracing, which look at that, man. That looks awesome.
That looks so cool.
Look at those effects. Yeah, upscaled Mario 60. Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. And I wonder if this is something that can be possible for other systems too, not just N64.
Yeah, and thank God for such an enthusiastic community in the retro gaming world. It's true. It's true. You have so many communities, and modern gaming, especially, is afflicted with this. Is just apathy. You know, gamer apathy. You know, it makes sense. You get so many things happening every year, but this is something to celebrate. Like, this is actually something to be stoked.
Yeah,
I just saw Wave Race 64 ray traced. I might have to hop off stream.
You might need to take a minute.
I love
ray tracing for these games is huge.
It's just cool. It's just so much fun to mess around with it. Like, you know.
What do you need for ray tracing at a minimum? Like a 3060 Ti?
I don't know which one does it, but they're doing it through I think it's called NVIDIA Reshade. So it's something that NVIDIA already offered to NVIDIA users. I'm really, I haven't done it myself, so I don't know. It's just kind of what I saw. But yeah, it's being done by your GPU. It's not something that's going to be like already built into the game.
So cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
So cool, man.
Now, I think that the ray tracing is something that's been in the works for emulators too, to be implemented on PC. So it is going to be available there. This is just going to do it in the game itself.
Wait. Rob, can we pause?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Glide 64 versus Recomp. So the two methods.
So there you go. Hold on.
So Glide 64 is the emulation being upscaled through Mupin, right?
Yeah.
And then the one on the right is going to be the Recomp, which has been ray traced, right? To my eyes and to my color palette, I like actually the one on the left, the emulated more. Yeah. But the ray tracing effects, where are we seeing that? In the water? Like, where's?
But that looks like the textures were replaced and everything. It doesn't look like it was just
that's the thing. Yeah,
those look like the 3DS. Yeah, that's the 3DS
assets.
model. Yeah, those are the 3DS assets, which you can add to like Shipper Canyon. You can drop those in there.
Well, why aren't they doing like for like then?
This is a good one though. I think this is a little bit better.
It's better representation.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in this example,
it's interesting
for this part of this. For those listening to the podcast right now, by the way, I hope you're having a nice ride home or going to sleep or whatever you're doing. What we're looking at here is a Recomp version on the right for a dungeon level in Zelda, and then the Glide N64 on the left. And to me, the Recomp looks better here.
It does.
Without this, the game action and 2D effects can be wildly mismatched.
The shadows are ray traced, is what EV Shrug is saying. Yeah. I remember watching a example of ray tracing back in the day for like the Spider-Man game for PS5, and that was like the first time I really saw ray tracing in action. And to me, I don't see a huge difference. Like, I'll enjoy the game either way. I always prefer higher performance instead of spending the graphics power on the ray tracing stuff. But if you have the graphics power to use and you're not and you don't mind spending that on the game, then yeah, put it all into ray tracing, get the fanciest looking image you can. But I will always, if there's an option to give me 120 FPS or something like that, 60 FPS, I'll take that option over the ray tracing.
I feel like in modern games, ray tracing isn't as big of a deal because the lighting and everything is already so good. But when you do it in like older games, like I don't know if you've seen the Half-Life Alyx like ray tracing videos versus the stock game, that you can see a crazy difference there. Or Minecraft, like if you've ever played ray tracing.
Oh no,
Minecraft, yeah, it's a huge difference.
I'm not arguing that the difference isn't big. I'm just saying, to my eyes, I'm like, okay, but I can also do without it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no, yeah. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, I feel like in the new games, like the more modern games, it's not as noticeable. Like you can definitely just play with ray tracing off and just get those higher FPS.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But in older games, the ray tracing has a much bigger effect.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not gonna. Maybe in this style game, you're not gonna be spending as much GPU resources to do the ray tracing.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would be too demanding to do ray tracing on an N64 game.
This just looks beautiful, though. I mean, this is yeah.
I'm excited for the widescreen, like native widescreen.
Yep.
display.
Especially for me, because I have
and,
ultra wide. So
yeah, exactly. Me too. Like I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom ultra wide, and it looks amazing. Like I just give me that option. But yeah, that's really cool. And then the new controls, being able to do like free camera controls is really cool, especially on like Majora's Mask. The only reason I tried to like play the 3DS version is because of that free camera control. But if I can do it with the N64 version, I'll
you're good.
play that version. Yeah.
You're good. Okay. All right. Well, more to come. Go out, port some games. You guys want to stop the stream, become game developers?
No, I want to try out Wave Race 64.
You want to go?
I just want to play them.
Some Wave Race 64 with the Recomp.
Nintendo, just give us the remake already. Like, come on, give us a new Ocarina of Time.
I've been watching this.
Nintendo, give us a new Wave Race 2 while we're at it, because how many years has it been?
Nintendo.
Like,
I know.
Seriously.
I've been watching this behind the scenes of GoldenEye 64 making of last week or so, and it is so interesting what goes into some of these N64 games in particular, some of the limitations they had to work with. It's just
crazy.
Wild.
What's crazy is that nowadays, if you look at the fan game community, you know, what they're doing on that and the mods, they're going beyond what even Nintendo could do with the N64 engines, and it's crazy.
That's what I was look how good the shadows look right there.
Even farther.
Yeah.
Can you go back? Look how good the shadows look. But no, yeah, I was gonna say what you just said with the fan games. Like they figured out the hardware now, and they're doing games that look. I don't want to say GameCube, but somewhere between like N64 and GameCube quality. Yeah. That can run on native hardware just because they figured out like how to really use the engines and everything that's available for them.
Yeah, that's crazy. Those shadows were really good.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like ray tracing in these games is going to make a very noticeable difference. Whereas in something like Spider-Man, I can play without it. I'm fine. The game looks beautiful as it is anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be talking more about this one.
Superman.
It's bringing a lot of nostalgia. It makes me want to bust out the.
I don't think anything can save that game.
No.
Library.
Watch somebody actually make a good mod for the Superman game.
I mean, someone could make that game good.
I just want to play ray trace the Mario shotgun, man.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
that'd be ridiculous. Well, great. Now I want to play a bunch of N64. And I totally was in the mood to play Fallout New Vegas before this live stream, and now my whole brain's getting warped. Thanks, guys. Every week you do this to me, I get excited about something different that I didn't plan to be excited about. Dumb.
Can you finish Ocarina of Time if it's like this, like ray traced and all nice and with better controls?
I think so. I mean, it's not the graphics that are holding me back in Ocarina of Time. It's just the fact that it's a lot to go around, find the things, do the stuff. I got to follow a guide.
Yeah,
and I just have not. I get stuck in that game. I think I get excited when you start messing with the chickens. There's the big kerfuffle around those chickens, and I just stopped the game there.
Frightening.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh my god, what is?
I would have been fine without seeing that.
So, wise guy and Dario, good job on your app here. This is so cool, and it's going to change the landscape of the retro community forever. With this,
looks awesome.
Whole new bar.
I want to play Majora's Mask. I want to play Banjo, and I want to play Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Max, be honest. Skill issue probably, but be honest. It's old age. Yes, it's true. I'm old, and I say, well, I got to go do this now. We're also potty training my son right at the moment, and that has been interesting. You're hopping up off the couch. That's why the SP has been my companion lately, because I got to hop up. There's.
I mean, sometimes you just want to play a simpler game, So that's why I think like if you have a big, powerful handheld, grab something like the SP or Mini Plus and pair it off. Just because the big one can do everything doesn't mean it should.
Yeah. That's I was gonna make a weird joke there, but I decided not to.
There you go.
Probably better.
Too loud tech. We are also potty training my son right now. Almost dropped my Odin today. Oh no! I know you gotta have a handheld that you're okay just quickly closing, putting down, and you're leaping off the couch.
What you guys really need is like a neck strap for your handhelds.
Yeah, a neck strap.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Hey, just get on the Neuralink. Did you guys remember the? I don't know if you guys saw it. Actually, I don't know. Remember is not the right way to ask it. The guy who played Mario Kart with Neuralink.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do that.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that
just do
was really
Yeah,
cool
so
actually.
play games with your brain.
All right, guys. Let's good topic, and we'll hear more about this. Aish, thanks for bringing that one up today. Do you guys want to take a hands-on look at a new controller from GameSir?
Yeah,
The
sure.
new we'll take a quick look. We're not gonna veer off too much, but this is called the X4. I want to say Aileron.
They're starting to get crazy with their names
Aileron.
for sure.
Aileron. It's a
Aileron,
so it's a Bluetooth based controller, and I have one here, and I'm gonna share it, and we'll
Yep, I got
talk
mine
about
here
this.
as well.
And you have yours too, Rob. So this is $100 on Amazon. Let's take a look. Now, I've filmed some footage already and tested it with some games, and I just did not have time to get a review together before my trip here. So I'm just going to show it off today just a little bit. Not dive too deep, but I just wanted to give you my quick thoughts because I don't think this is going to be for everybody. It's Android only. It is Bluetooth. So you're going to lose some people on that. But what is cool is that, like I said, it uses magnets and it compacts down like this. Throw it in this case. Bam. You're ready to go. You also have different joystick cap options. And GameSir did send this over.
They always do that. I love that they do that. I think that's very cool that they always include different styles that you can use.
They have this 8-way, D-pad you can put on if you want, which to me, I like the stock one here. But clicky.
Lost me.
Clicky.
GameSir likes
loading D-pad. Loading D-pad. Xbox logo. Hull sticks. Hull triggers. So these are analog, and these front ones are clicky. There's the sticks. The sticks feel really good, like really tight controls on the sticks. Also clicky face buttons. Feels like the Kishi Ultra style. And this is not going to fit like a tablet. So the highest you can get this to go is right there. This is for a phone. All right. And it's for an Android phone or an Android device like this is sacrilege, people might say, but the Razer Edge in here actually is a really good pairing. And as soon as it senses that it's attached to something, because then the lights turn on and it holds itself magnetically and actually holds with the help of these grips here, but it's strangely put together and like well and sturdy here. So you have to pair it. That's the one annoying thing, is that it's Bluetooth and it's not going to work on iOS. Does
it pair like a single controller, or do you have to pair both of them?
It pairs as a single controller.
Okay, actually, that's good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So let's pair it real quick. Let me get some.
I kind of want one just to figure out a way to put it on a tablet now.
You have to mod it.
So apparently this part here, I think, actually is built into this mechanism somehow, because if you look at it, it activates the controller.
Nice.
So that's the one thing
that
that's kind of the one thing where if you want to mod it, you might not be able to. So I haven't taken it apart yet to take a look at this, but it's kind of cool because you can just use one side, and a lot of people do that with their phones where they'll just have one side for joystick and then nothing else on the other side.
Right.
But the magnets are interesting because it goes really compact. So I guess it's not a bad traveling companion, I guess.
Does it work on the Switch?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I haven't tried it on that. I literally just unboxed mine not too long ago. So,
well, we can take a look real quick.
I noticed every time I get a GameSir controller in my hand, it does start to seem like they're putting a little more thought into just build quality and things like that. I mean, this is pretty nicely made, but I agree it's going to be a very specific use case in terms of what people are going to use it for.
Here's my Switch OLED. SWOLED. Technically, the SWOLED is an Android device. Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh no.
No.
That's what I mean. It's very limited. I mean, I think
it's limited. Really, it's going to be phones. Yeah, let's try it with try it with my Z Fold.
That would be an interesting one to test it with.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not tall enough for that, but it does work in this mode.
I was gonna say, don't do your password again.
Oh God, did I do my password?
No, no, you didn't.
I'm so
You could do
guys.
ultra wide. You could stretch to ultra wide. Make Mega Man real thick.
I mean, that could work.
One thing's for sure, I've noticed that GameSir literally has like options in so many different ranges, you know, right now, which is kind of interesting.
This is folded over itself, not as stable, not as stable.
Nope, definitely
not as stable. I mean, you could pull it apart though, and just no, that turns it off. Oh God! So this is not an ideal. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to mess this up, but you also need to pair it. So this not ideal with folding phones. We're just going to say that right now. Regular phones. Razer Edge, though, another good one.
And I found the Razer Edge is good with everything but the Kishi.
It might work.
Nice.
I know, everything but the Kishi. It might work with iOS phones, but not officially supported by the GameSir app. So I haven't tested it yet, but it might at least function. And there is a workaround that someone had shared in our community that I guess you can, as an accessibility feature, force non-iOS controllers to work. So.
Okay, I wonder, does it have like multiple modes? Like, because I know a lot of the GameSir controllers have several modes that you can set to, and then certain ones are compatible with iOS and other ones aren't. So you know, I wonder if it's just a matter of tricking it.
I think maybe tricking it. So yeah, it shows up as one device ish.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that makes sense that it would do that.
So there we go, and we get.
I think they advertise this specifically like with one-handed. You know, you can do like just the one side.
Yeah, if you're playing like a MOBA or something like that.
But when it's connected to something like this, like a regular phone form factor, then it feels super solid, not wiggling really, very slight. And
does it feel like it pulls apart?
I mean, yeah, you could pull it if you wanted. You could
okay, but not very easily though, right? Or
yeah, it feels good now. Like this is, and you have ergonomic backing, and you have a little textured grit on the back, nice matte plastic. It feels high quality. Like it feels like the GameSir G8 Galileo. It's just that it's going to be a more limited, niche use case for this.
Yeah. So Game Tech Talk is saying that it doesn't have multiple modes, and it's also not spoofed as an Xbox controller. Which
it's not.
Yeah, which that kind of sucks because if it doesn't work as an Xbox controller, you can't really use it for like Call of Duty natively. And it says it's probably vendor assigned to GameSir, so no FMI access.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so Apple pretty much. So that's why there's some workaround for it.
So here is. Oh no, it's going to be upside down though. It's not going to be good.
Just flip your monitors. It's fine.
Can't I even? I was gonna share this this footage that I had pre-taped. Well, here's some upside down footage for you.
It's so clicky.
I'm very sorry to GameSir. I'm not doing as good of a job, at least presenting this right now as it should be. But let's find. So here it is on the Razer Edge, playing some Doom.
Yeah, it seems like it's meant for Game Pass.
Yes, Game Pass was a good use case. I think I tried some Forza on here.
Yeah, probably the Xbox
Call of Duty.
Probably that's what they were thinking of too.
Wait, so does it work for Call of Duty without having the map controllers?
It worked natively on the new Call of Duty on Warzone.
Okay, then that's weird. I wonder what he meant by not spoofed as an Xbox controller.
Maybe actually. Well, Xbox controllers, that matters on Call of Duty Mobile, but not Warzone. Warzone's much easier to be widely compatible with controllers. It looks like I'm using the touch mapper on this, actually.
I might have misunderstood what he meant with
I'm sorry,
it's not spoofed as an Xbox controllers, meaning that it doesn't trick the system to thinking it's an Xbox controller, it actually gets recognized as one.
Here it is with some Diablo Immortal.
so funny watching your raw footage that you haven't edited yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is my raw footage that I was gonna build into a video, and I just did not have time. So
wow, that is very clicky.
It's very clicky. It is clicky. It's loud.
I'm gonna grab
It's
mine
loud.
real quick.
I mean, it is. It's a loud clicky, but for some people, here's why it's going to be a thing for some people. Is that no matter what, all right, there's going to be a portion of folks who they're okay with it being Bluetooth and only working with their phone. Most people just have their phone on them with them anyways.
Yeah.
But beyond everything else, guys, it freaking boom. Now it's ready. You don't even need the case.
I mean, that's probably the
necessarily,
coolest
'cause
thing about it, for sure.
It just and it snaps with the magnets. All right.
Yeah.
With the magnetization, and you know, it's also kind of like a fidget toy. Like you can kind of mess with it.
Well, it's kind of like we were saying earlier. Not everything's made for everybody. Like this is
And
going to
it's-
have a pretty
it's
clear
a-
use
yeah.
case.
It's
Yeah.
a tighter
Yes.
niche use case.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the buttons are easy to pull off, so you can just pull the joysticks off, replace it with if you want teeny tiny ones.
I'll say one thing though, like I mean, I know obviously my iPhone won't work, but I mean, even my iPhone with its case on, the top clips couldn't even clip into it properly. So, to give you an idea, like if you have a phone with a pretty thick case or just a case, you might not even be able to use it that way as well. So, just something to point out, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I mean, again, like I know I get what GameSir is trying to do here. They're trying to have an option for everybody out there. You know, not every
Yeah.
controller is going to be like the G8 or the X2S and things
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah,
not
there's
everybody
definitely
games on
people.
tablets either. So
yeah.
you know, that's the whole idea.
Yeah, there's definitely people that just want to play it on Game Pass, and their phone's perfect for that. You just want to throw it on there, and they might be playing some mobile games. Not for us, like we don't really care about them, but mobile games are pretty massive.
They're huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen these the single side controllers a lot on Amazon and AliExpress. I mean, that's because mobile games are just popular, honestly. So
League of
But-
Legends, man.
Here's the thing: is that it is $100, and at that price point for the niche use case for the people who it's right for, okay. But I would like to see this come in about $20 less, or the same price as the G8 or so.
well, the problem is they're starting to kind of compete with themselves, you know,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder how well this one's going to sell. You know, I think there's going to be people who look at it as a nice portable Game Pass accessory, and that's probably what it should be looked at for. Like that is the ideal use case for your Android phone. Use it for Game Pass, but if you have a flip phone, not as much.
That's kind of an interesting thing too. You know, like using
Put a fan
cooler.
on.
Yeah, a lot of people use coolers for gaming, and that's interesting. It won't get in the way of that. So a lot of telescopic controllers, you can't do that. So that's interesting.
Yeah, like I understand the price with the technology that's in there, the form factor. I can't imagine this being that cheap to manufacture either, just because of how much was into it, and being officially branded from Xbox. Like all of that's going to bring the price up. Again, we're not their target audience, so
No, I wasn't sure in what way to feature this exactly. So that's why I'm finally like, all right, let's talk about it on the podcast, at least because there's going to be people out there who this piques their interest. For me, and how I like to use telescopic controllers, this is not probably one I'm going to use as much.
No.
Well, I can't say that I don't recommend it, but it's just not aimed for me as a target audience, and that's why it's like I'm not really sure. I'm not going to use it for emulation, really. It's going to be for Game Pass or for Android gaming, and I like the portability factor of it, though. That I think is really cool, and I'd like to see this happen more. You know, the ASUS Tessin is another one I'll be looking at very shortly here that they're going to send over, and that one folds in half.
Yes.
That's another
that was
another
pretty cool.
pocket-friendly
Tessin.
option.
Yep, I think I have one on the way as well.
The
so I'm
better
excited to
Kishi.
check it out.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Kishi Ultra is awesome,
I will
though.
say,
Kishi
I have the
Ultra is awesome.
Kishi Ultra right now, and this is like, it's
Well,
pretty much glued
yeah.
to my iPad Mini 6 right now.
So
I
good.
love this controller.
So good.
Okay, but
It's expensive.
Yeah,
though.
I forgot about that one. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about when we saw it at CES, and we hadn't seen this version of the Kishi yet. The Kishi.
Well, I mean,
V2,
we
I
also
think,
kind of a little
yeah.
bit sour about them, but you know.
See through head. Enough talk about this crappy phone controller. LOL. Okay. Well,
That's fair.
That is, you know what? That is fair. We've talked it to death. I'm not gonna show these off much more, but these are two new controllers they have out. Also, the Kaleid and the Clicky. I believe this is the Clicky one, the Kaleid Flux. So I'll be showing something about that when I get back from Computex. Let's get myself off the stage here. Let's remove. Good. What's next? Oh, winners of the giveaway. Yes. So last week we were talking about this awesome Gulikit controller, and we're giving away 4 of them this week. So the rules were, post a comment, drop a join to the AKNES Discord, and then you're going to be eligible to win this. And so I put that in the randomizer wheel today, and I picked 4 names, the first 4 that came up in the wheel, and these are them. So without further delay, that's right. Who's it going to be? Winner number 1, Nathan Schroeder -TT1. Username link. You are winner number 1 in our giveaway. Please send me an email, hi@retrohandhelds.gg. I've already responded to your comment to let you know that you've been selected. Respond to collect this, and it will be mailed to you by the AKNES brand. Winner number 2, congrats, by the way, Nathan. Winner number 2, at Mr. Petey. Mr. Petey, you've done it.
Nice.
Good job.
Awesome.
Contact me. Winner number 3, Matt Davis, legend himself. Matt Davis 9601 has won.
I think Matt's might be in chat, actually.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
Yeah.
Send me an email, hi@retrohandhelds.gg. We're going to have more giveaways. And if you didn't win today, there's going to be 6 more that are given away in the AKNES Discord. So follow the link. Actually, I'll put that in the description. Follow the link to that Discord, and there's going to be another giveaway. This is the King Kong 3 Pro by Gulikit. Yeah. Winner number 3, and the last winner, final drumroll, please. Funky Monkey at This Won't Work at All. You are the 4th and final winner of today's giveaway. Let me know your shipping address. Email me, and it will be mailed to you. We're going to be doing more of these. They're fun. It's always fun to win stuff. So, guys,
us, we can't win it.
Yeah, well, you're not eligible because you're one of the hosts. Hosts.
I think it would look a little suspect if you won, Nation.
Yeah, H, I keep telling you, I can't rig the giveaways.
Hey.
Well,
hey. You can.
Saying thank you in the
don't
chat.
Want to, because you have morals, but you could.
Good. Yeah. There. I mean, yeah, you could do a lot.
Funny because Matt's talking about the GameSir Nova Lite. I actually been using this controller a lot lately. I don't know why. It's like a no frills controller. There's nothing special about it, but it's decent.
I'm still in love with my 8-bit Do controller. That's the ultimate Bluetooth one.
Well, you know what I think does it for me with this one is that it looks like the Stadia controller. Yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, I sent mine to Zoo in the end. He really, really likes it. So, GameSir's doing cool stuff. Gulikit's doing cool stuff, and also RH is doing cool stuff. It's Game of the Month voting season. That's right. You have T-minus 3 days to vote for your June Games of the Month, and I believe, we're gonna have to look at my Discord. Let me share my screen. Let's take a look at this real quick. Vote for some games because this is very, very important to stay on top of this.
Chat wants to see this. That's why I'm showing it.
Oh, yeah.
It looks cool.
What is that, Aish? That's Gulikit.
It's a Steam Deck Gulikit. Well, I guess it works for the Ally and the Claw or anything dock. So you just show off the Claw here real quick. Just drop it on there. There you go. You plug it in up here. Like that. It's cool. It just looks like a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I love it.
I want that.
And the best part,
very badly.
Here's the best part, right? Close it, and you can move the buttons.
Ooh.
They don't do anything, but you can move them.
Hey, it doesn't need to do anything. It just
There you
looks
go.
cool.
Chat wanted to see that, so I do indulge. And this is the claw, by the way.
What's your thoughts on the MSI Claw while I pull this up?
Yeah.
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 It's comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's about all I got on it. It's comfortable.
Probably don't buy the Claw.
Yeah.
It's,
No.
It's
We don't. Yeah.
That's fair. It's Game of the Month voting time, everybody. So hop in our Discord, vote yourself a game, win some points, win some swag. We have new merch designs coming to our merch stores, so maybe it'll be more enticing to want to win some of these points. We have had some of the most vote counts lately, and they're very contentious. Oh, in real time, we're seeing somebody. So I picked Jay for the pre-1996 category. There's a whole bunch of options, but I picked Metroid 2, Return of Samus, which I would love to play through again.
Yeah, that's a good
so
choice.
Please
The
win
3DS version's better.
Metroid. The remake, or AM2R is another good one. For the 96 to 99 category, so the theme right now is Do Your Job June. So there's like 3 competitors going head to head right here between Half-Life 1, which is an awesome choice. That's what I picked, and Pokemon Snap, which is fair, but I don't know if that's a fun game to beat. You're just taking pictures of Pokemon. Is there like a lot of tasks and something's gonna?
You can throw apples
take
at
you
them
through?
and rocks.
Okay.
I think.
Well,
I know you
that's
can throw
kinda
apples. But
Half-Life's the right choice.
Half-Life, I think, is. Crazy Taxi is almost winning though. Crazy Taxi won
Crazy
for
Taxi's so
Dreamcast.
good.
It's 2 points away from
wait, I
winning.
gotta go vote right now because this.
Yeah, you
this
gotta
got the whole
vote.
Universe telling me to finally play Half-Life.
You got to vote, but I'm not going to influence the elections here. So just
Where is it?
vote your heart. I'm not going to shill for one or the other.
Man, the
Crazy
2000 plus
Taxi
category's got some
just went up by
crazy
1.
games.
We might have Crazy Taxi go head to head against Half-Life, which is a funny pairing, but we'll see which one wins. And then in the 2000 plus modern category, I voted for Star Fox 2, which is a late sort of release of an abandoned game, but I would love to finish that and beat that, so I picked it. And Time to Beat 1 hour. I like that. That seems doable.
Oh,
for me.
Fantasy Life! I love that game.
Fantasy Life is another option. Also tied for winning is H, which is Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door, which is
I'm not
It's a-
surprised by that.
it's a great
Yeah.
game. It's a great game, but it's long, so just realize you're getting into a very long game. And very close to winning is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney: Justice for All, which is a visual novel. One I have not beaten, but those are a fun game series I used to play when I was younger. And lastly, there is, I think, Advance Wars. I saw was at 51. I think Advance Wars is winning right now. Yeah, for Game Boy Advance.
Pikmin or Advance. That's a tough one.
That's
Yeah,
what
Pikmin's-
I was looking at
Pikmin's
that
getting
category. I
close,
was like,
too.
oh man, those are some great games.
So I see numbers changing actively right now, so I'm assuming you're all voting. So go into our Game of the Month voting channel in our Discord, in our description, and hop in there, vote, and we're going to find out the winners on the 1st of June. Very exciting.
I don't think people remember how bad Metroid 2 is.
Metroid 2 is not bad. It was a lot of fun
It's pretty
when I was
bad.
7.
Yeah, it's pretty bad nowadays
So-
when you look at it. It's just
Alright.
the screen is too
I was
small
playing
to
it
navigate.
recently on the
Yeah,
20SX.
Okay,
It's pretty good still. I mean, you gotta appreciate it for the time, you know.
I think so.
For the time, it wasn't. It was great. It's still one of the better Game Boy games, but for a Metroid game,
We need
it's hard
Half-Life
play.
to
It's
win.
hard to go back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd vote Half-Life 2, honestly.
And we got some Half-Life shills in the chat. All right.
Where's
I feel like
Half-Life?
with Crazy Taxi, I'm like, I don't. There's
I
not
don't
really any
I don't wanna
game with
beat
that, though.
Crazy Taxi. Like how much Crazy
How
Taxi do you want to
actually
play?
beat it, though? And I
Um,
always get told how bad of a driver I am in that game, so I'm not
I-
sure if that's the way
I've
I wanna
always, I mean, I've memorized the first 30 to 60 seconds of that game. just to a T.
and I can never do better
yeah,
than those
yeah,
first
yeah,
30
yeah,
seconds.
yeah. Dun-dun, 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 and then you're gonna run out of time. Pick
My
someone
vote's
up.
in for Half-Life now.
We were having a whole conversation about that in Discord about Crazy Taxi. It's like, has anyone actually gotten a better rating than like B in that game? I mean, is that even possible?
Are you just trying to go for a high score? Like, what's the metric for beating Crazy Taxi? I don't know. So Half-Life, you start a game and you finish the game. Like, it has a progression. That's my vote for.
I don't know what's worse though. I've been playing that game for more than 20 years and I still haven't gotten any better at it. So it's just
we're old, so
yeah, but it's like
you don't get better, you just get less bad.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I think I'm just getting worse, but you know, yeah, that works too. Yeah, that's okay.
Fair.
All right, fine. Metroid 2 isn't a bad game. It's just not a good Metroid game.
I like Metroid too.
Or
so Ace is wrong scientifically
Yeah.
by a jury of his
AM2R
peers.
and Samus Returns are way better for that story.
Yeah, AM2R is
Yeah,
awesome.
but you gotta keep in mind, Metroid 2 came out on the Game Boy.
Exactly, but you have the choice of the other two now.
That's true. But look, Game of the Month is not having you vote for that. So
I know. I'm just saying, like it's tough to navigate. The screen is really small and the sprite is too big. That's my big issue with it. Yeah, it's just not. It's one of the ones I enjoyed the least.
Apparently, AM2R is now running on MooOS.
Yeah, Portmaster.
Through Portmaster, E1000 was talking to me about this, and I'm just talking to him right now. Actually, he has an image of AM2R working on the 28XX.
that's cool.
It's running on the latest MooOS.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
AM2R is an awesome game.
Wow. Yeah. All right, Metroid fans, good times, eating good. Well, do you guys want to chat? Just us, just talk about the love between the three hosts. Get a little weird, answer some questions. I had a question for you guys. I just wanted to know, just what are you guys working on right now for content? Rob,
Well, I'm
what are you working
wrapping
on,
up
man?
my video on this guy on the 20
Your
SX.
SX? Yeah.
I have a Lenovo tablet actually that it was sent over to me by Lenovo. So I got this guy.
Nice.
Yep.
Is it
so
the M11?
M11? Yep.
I got
that's
the
M11.
M11 so I got to talk about too.
Yeah, it's an interesting tablet. I mean, it's a budget tablet, Android tablet. So and it's very nice for what they want to charge for it. So I think it'll be a pretty good option for some people. And then I've got another video with, I don't know where it went, my iPad mini. I'm working on something with a kind of a fun video with that one. So got a couple videos in the works right now.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to watch that from you. Aish, what are you working on right now, man?
A bunch of things. Mainly right now, an eGPU video using the Claw and a mini PC. And then as soon as I'm done with that, I'm working on the SX20 review. And then hopefully I can get to two videos I've been working on for a while. One is using the Game Boy Advance as my main handheld. And the other one is a modded Switch video.
Yes.
So I have a few things. For the immediate, like hopefully this week, I'll get the SX20 out and the eGPU video. But the next one, like I really want to get that Game Boy Advance video done.
So I'll say one thing.
Yeah, let's bring this up.
My iPad mini video is
drama.
Game Boy Advance related too. So
nice.
So it's a Game Boy. It's the year of Game Boy Advance is what I'm getting so far.
I was inspired. Why not? Right?
We need to celebrate it. Yeah, that's good. So I just want to bring this up while we're here. Somebody, as I understand it, took your script for a video for your 28XX review. They had an AI maybe rework it a little bit to not be plagiarism technically, and then made a video with it that actually looks visually like a pretty decent job, but using your thoughts and opinions, which is not.
Which I don't understand that. I don't understand. So
that's what frustrated me.
Yeah, like this visually appealing video, but you couldn't be bothered to write a script for just your own, share your own thoughts. It doesn't have to be like amazingly scripted. I mean, it's just
So I emailed the person that did this, and by the end of it, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it there. You're obviously not willing to admit what happened, and I'm not gonna make this into anything bigger than it was. So I kind of left it.
They're
there.
not.
Whatever.
You think they're gonna respond to you?
They already did.
Oh, what did he say?
He was saying that he saw my video, but he was inspired by it, but that he didn't even finish it, and these are his own thoughts based on his experiences. Yet when you actually look at the video, some words were changed, but
inspired.
others weren't even like the way he describes the D-pad, how he describes it, the buttons, the test he was doing, everything were my words. I think I even shared with you guys like a snip of what I was talking about. The way he describes in the speaker test that he does, everything. Like you just look at the hardware spec section, and he pretty much just took my words and slightly tweaked it, and that's it. And I only found this video on accident. I was just kind of scrolling YouTube and it was recommended. I was like, oh, that looks like a good thumbnail. I clicked on it. I'm listening to it. I'm doing other stuff. And then when he gets to he finishes the battery segment and gets right into the hardware segment, strangely, just like I did. And then I'm listening to him. I was like, wait, that sounds like what I said. I was like, wait, that's exactly what I said. And I kept listening to it. And I was like, holy crap, you literally just, and I even left a comment like, hey, you're going to plagiarize my script. You should have at least changed things a little bit more than what you did.
Yeah, make it interesting, you know? Yeah. CatMax Gaming here says, get this man got game console. Yeah. He's this YouTuber. We won't mention his name or mention where to find the video because we don't want to give him attention.
It's
you know,
not worth giving. Yeah, exactly.
It's all engagement. If you go in there and we have people, you know, like people go in there and start writing like flame comments or something.
Yeah.
Which someone was asking the other day. They're like, so do we mob up and just like go in there, like, you know? I'm like, Ace, you're like, no. Don't give the engagement. Just Ace is going to talk to the dude.
Here's the part that I was like, really, he's like, if you look at my other videos, you'll see that the flow is the same. And of course, the words are going to be similar with both speaking English. And I was like, really? That's your comeback? So I went to his channel, look at his other videos. On average, his videos are 3 to 5 minute long videos on like really quick reviews, and then you see the 2x video is like a little bit over 10 minutes.
3 to 5 minute long videos. He's not even YouTubing, right? You got to hit at least 8 minutes to even
so the videos look great.
Ad revenue
visually, right? He does a really good job of making the videos, which I told him, I was like, dude, it's a shame that you're doing this because your videos look great. I even and I was
creators
like,
probably are good at showing stuff off. It's really tough to come up with. What do you say about the thing? It is tough. It is tough. I get it. But
I was like, if you want to bounce ideas or talk about this in the future, like feel free to message me as long as you're willing to privately admit that this is what you did. Like I was like, I don't want you to go public or take the video down or anything like that.
Did he privately admit?
No, he just like, and then he's like, the only person that actually does in-depth reviews like this is Retro Game Corps. And I was like, okay. Sure, dude, whatever. So he kind of went off, and at the end of it, I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this person. But if you watch the video, you can clearly tell it was just plagiarism. And I was like, that's messed up if you're actually reviewing a device because you're not reviewing it. You're just making this for clicks, and it's not your experience, man. Like, just talk about what you think of the device. I get it. It's the same device, and we're gonna use a lot of the same words. But if you watch Rob's video, if you watch your video, if you watch Russ's video, if you watch Tech Dude's video, if you watch all these videos on the same devices, you can clearly tell different people spend time with this thing and put work into it.
And have different thoughts about it. You know, everyone's going to have their own something, their own little something that's going to be a little different. And it's a bummer. It's a bummer to hear, and it's a lazy way to create. And you know, legally wise, with what was changed, I think it'd be hard to sort of go after. But
no, I have no intention of doing it. If anything, I'm flattered. You know,
I was going to say it's the sincerest form of flattery, right?
Exactly.
And good artists copy, great artists steal.
Yeah.
Quote from Pirates of Silicon Valley, Microsoft and Apple. Like, you know, everyone copies, but I think giving credit is important. Just admit, you give credit, and all right.
Yeah, especially when you put so much work into making something so visually appealing. I was like, dude, your videos look really good. What the hell are you doing, man? Like, you don't need to be doing this. In his defense, he didn't take out the comment or anything. It's still up there. Like, I thought he would have deleted it by now.
iPod chips. No one dares to rip off Zoo videos. Well, except for Joey. But, won't get into that. So I think that, oh, no. E1000 says, please don't share about the AM2R yet. Well, I can't undo the live stream. I'll have to apologize to him later. Should we take some audience questions? Good times. Nerdy by example. Question for panel and host. What's the first game you are playing on the SP? I think Wario Land 4 for me.
Oh, I've been playing Hard Gold. I'm 4 badges in.
Advance Wars.
Nice. Okay, you're all ready for next month's game of the month.
Well,
which is why I saw that was it Advance Wars against Pikmin. I'm like, those are two games I absolutely adore.
You're technically supposed to start the game though on the first.
Well,
if you start before,
this is for the SP. Look,
I know. If you start before, you get a role in Discord called Kevin. Kevin's a gentleman who joined the Discord and kept doing games before they were ready to play yet, and he left eventually. But now you get the Kevin role if you start early. But you're doing it for review, but technically you're supposed to start a new save file. Technically,
I'm
not going to judge. I'm not here to judge.
No, I was gonna, technically the first game I played was Metroid Zero Mission, because that's one of my favorite Metroid games, and it's one of the best Game Boy Advance games. And I got about 3 power-ups in, and then I started trying other stuff, and then I started playing Pokemon Heart Gold, and I just have such a good time with it. I just kept going.
Yeah, I mean, I think like for most people, probably the first thing they're loading up on an SP is probably a Game Boy Advance game. I think that's just, you almost have to, you know.
Exactly. It just feels so right.
It feels right. Yeah, it just feels right.
Yeah. Good question. Michael Benny, Aish, why isn't your high school football team better?
You know what, Benny? Because you guys stole all our players, and Steel Canyon did too. That's why we sucked my senior year. And in my defense, I only played there my senior year. He knows what I'm talking about.
Where did you go to high school?
I graduated from Granite Hills High School in El Cajon and San Diego, California. But I only went there 1 year, and we won one game. We were terrible. That's confidential. We were terrible. We sucked. We got destroyed by everybody because the school is separated into 2 other schools. So it went from a school with a lot of students, and then that year, Valhalla and Steel Canyon were both really good, with a bunch of players that should have been in our district, but they weren't.
Yeah.
And it really sucked for me because I came from a really big 6A school in Oklahoma, where we were the dominant team in the state. And then I went from that to we win 1 game my senior year. It kind of sucked, but it was good times. Just Michael Benny went to our rival high school. That's why.
No way.
Yeah.
You guys are pulling up an old rivalry.
Yeah, they stole our eagle.
Good question. Well, Michael Benny personally stole your eagle, so he owes you an eagle now.
I think it was him.
He owes you an eagle. 3D Printed Studio, where is my dad? I don't know what context is for this. I guess he means Rob. Rob's right here, man. There he is. Look at him.
I'm not his dad, though. I'm sorry, man.
No. It's hard to know how many children you have.
You know how many people... I mean, so many people want me to be their dad. I'm like, I want
you to be my dad, but... Are you older than me? Younger than me?
No, you're older than me.
I'm older than you? How old are you?
I'm 38.
What's your mother's maiden name?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm playing a fun little social engineering game with you guys.
Yeah, I studied social engineering.
I'm just testing you. Well, I think that I'm the oldest of you 3. Damn, Aish, you're 33,
yeah.
4.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around
I think I'm the youngest one here.
Little baby boy.
Yeah.
Except when Ban's in here. But I think Ban might be older than me by default.
I think Ban is older than all of us, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he has like cassette players and
he started the Amish community.
Yeah, he's like 60 Amish years. Yeah.
He started the whole retro gaming scene. Wagon wheels, man. Teb Staroni. Hey, Stubbs, did you decide what consoles you're taking your trip? I think it's going to be the SP and the Steam Deck. Don't hold me to it, but as of today, I'll let you know the final answer when I go. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. If my Odin 2 Mini, for some ungodly strike of luck, happens to land even the day of the trip, I'll bring the Odin 2 Mini, probably, and the SP and the Steam Deck. But I'm going to have to probably live stream from Taipei, which will be interesting. Good question.
That'd be cool.
That'd be got to show people the Odin 2 Mini. Retro handhelds from Alvin Blotbat. Are any
Love
of you
that.
interested in Taki's FPGA project? I saw
I
a little
am.
bit about
I
that.
am,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks really
Very
cool.
much so.
It looks awesome. Yeah.
Taki's getting more into the niche of his niche, and it's really cool to see the FPGA. And he said that they're now doing an OLED screen, right? On
Yeah,
that.
I think it's 3 systems: a console, a handheld, and something else. But yeah, on his Twitter he shared a very, very rough outline of like what the handheld could potentially be, but it was only like the shoulder buttons, and it looks pretty cool because it's stacked shoulder buttons. So I'm guessing it's going to be like a 16:9 screen, and now he's saying it's an OLED screen, which sounds really cool. So I'm excited to see what he does with it. I'm gonna be like, hey, so how about that sweet review unit, man?
Let's get that review unit going. Yeah. Talk to the Udon. Talk to the Noodle Man. We need FPGA review units. I have not, besides Analog Pocket, not messed with FPGA.
Yeah. Everybody in chat should go to the AYN Discord and just bomb like send a each one. That would be like, really cool, you know.
Yes, we need we need H to get an
I
Odin.
DM'd them and they're like, nah, I got ghosted. I was like,
well,
I think
we need to make it happen.
Stuff because like I don't know how many units they actually have available for reviewers. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They might.
Whereas like Anbernic is just like, here, you get an Anbernic and you get an Anbernic.
They might.
2 Anbernics.
They might send us a second Odin 2 Mini. It was on it just not yet. Yeah, it might, but it might happen. So yeah, we'll see. If so, H already called Debs to do the review. So he's gonna do.
Immediately did.
He was like, "Yep, I'm doing it." Yep. Zoo just couldn't talk fast enough.
Tell them that you go to bed every night with your Vita and that you need one of these because you will not be able to live life without it.
Yeah, send H.
I got the Odin 2 and the Vita right there. It would only make sense.
Just take a picture of them, you holding them very close, and put a little heart around it.
Discord
and send it to them.
Send H.
Did you guys not see the Odin 2 review video I did? That was art. You need to send me one.
Yeah, that's all you got to tell them.
Excited for Odin 2 Mini.
I have to.
Good question. Evan Adams asking for advice. I'm about to play the Final Fantasy series for the first time. Where should I start? Final Fantasy 7.
No.
I would say so. Here's my honest advice: would be go for 6, and go from there. Really, the first one is
I haven't even beat 6.
Yeah, well, the first one's pretty rough. The first 2 are very experimental, and they're kind of hard to go back to, even with the Pixel remasters.
Yeah.
It's just the game's kind of, it's kind of basic.
Yeah.
4, same thing with 3. 4 gets a little bit better. 5 is okay too, but 6 is where it really gets good. And then 7, you have a bunch of options for that. 8 is give or take for a lot of people.
I like 8, but I would never recommend it as a first Final Fantasy.
Exactly, it's not a good one to start with because the enemies scale with you, so
it's
leveling up is very counterproductive in that game. And then 9 is also awesome, but I think if you're going to go into 9, you should probably play some of the other ones before that.
What do you guys think about 10 as being a first one? I really like.
I think it's good. So here's the thing: if somebody just wants to play that game, I think it's perfect. But if you want to get into Final Fantasy, I feel like you should start with one of the earlier ones that still holds up, and then kind of go from there. If you start with 10, then you try to go back to like 6.
It's harder.
Yeah, exactly. That's
for sure. Yeah,
and 6 is definitely a story that should be experienced if you want to get into Final Fantasy. If you don't, if you just want to play a couple games, then yeah, go 10 is perfect for that.
FF8 is probably the toughest entry to start with. It just, I mean,
and it's funny because out of the PlayStation era, it's actually one of my favorites. That's
I love Triple Triad, and the story is ridiculous, but the game itself, there's very enjoyable parts.
The graphics from 7 to 8 are crazy.
Crazy jump.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish 7 looked like that.
I think even starting with something as crazy as 13 isn't bad. It's just like, which era of Final Fantasy? Because for some people, FF7 is nostalgic, 8 is nostalgic. For other people, probably younger people, 13, or even I didn't like 15, but I know 15. My friend Kyle is big on 15.
Voice acting was something else, though.
It was a whole nother level. 16 I have avoided, but
7 has a hard story to understand if it's your first Final Fantasy game you're playing.
Yeah,
I would vote Final Fantasy 1 if you want the basic formula. You're the light warrior. You start and you can beat that game in a day or two.
You can.
Also, Final Fantasy V with the job system is another good starting point.
Yeah.
I think.
That's the cool thing about the old ones. Like, you can see how things were introduced, but it's a really, really big commitment to say, I'm going to go back and play all of them. So that's why I was like, it depends how far into this you want to get. If you just want to play like a few of them and get like the better ones, I think 6 is probably the place to start. If you don't care about that, you just want to play a good Final Fantasy game, you have a bunch to pick from.
Yeah, you do. You really do. You can't go wrong unless it's going to be 13-2 or 10-2.
Or just play Dragon Quest, which is a better RPG anyway.
Oh, shots fired. Good question. Derek Gonsolin. The RH crew, have you had a spike in subs since the 35XX SP hit? Yes. Yes.
I think like
a spike in views, definitely in views. SP is hot content right now, you know. And this is strange, but it's probably been the most unit sales, like affiliate commission stuff like that. It's the most I think we've ever seen in this short of a period. It's Anbernic has sold a ridiculous amount of units. And if we look at that compared to what was it, the 28XX did okay. We have to go back to like the original. I think the original 35XX sold quite a bit. Once Garlic hit. Once sort of the word of mouth got out, then that one got crazy. But I think the SP has done the best for Anbernic, just looking at our affiliate sales alone.
I think there's a lot of excitement around this device. Probably like the most I've seen in a while, honestly. You know, and I mean, I'm pretty new in the space, but just even being a fan of retro handheld devices, like I see a lot of excitement around the SP.
Dude, my personal channel is tiny, as you guys know. I think it's like a little over 1,700 subs. But with the SP video, so my previous best video was the 288X one, which got 5,000 views, and then on the when I post something, it's funny because when I post something in RH, it's gonna get like 5 times the views, no problem. So seeing these numbers is kind of weird. But the SP did 10,000 and like over 100 new subs. So yeah, I definitely noticed like people are really looking for this stuff.
And subs are just in general tougher to get. A lot of our subs actually came from I'm sorry about my really annoying background. This is voice reaction mode, like, or it's reacting to music. So anytime I talk, then it reacts, and it's like,
that's cool though. I like what you do with your shelf though. It's pretty neat.
Isn't it kind of fun? So check the studio tour out this week. I'm going to show everyone around this entire room and sort of what everything's about. Can you stop? Can you not do that? That's more chill. Thanks.
I mean, like for my personal channel, like the thing is, in general, when I post a video, I do see a spike in subs regardless. So, I mean, I think it's no better or worse. I think it's just, you know, as you make new reviews, make new content, people find your channel and then they'll sub to you. So for me, it's, you know, it's a spike that I would expect, you know, to see. But
the natural growth curve is slow and steady for us. But our shorts, anytime we have a viral short go off, that short brings in
still can't get over that one subs. With the multi-million views.
Crazy subs.
Loves RH, baby.
The problem for shorts, though, we've talked about this in other people's podcasts, I believe, with Aiden. You know, the problem for shorts like that go viral, you get a bunch of subs, that's great. But those people, and often for us, like it was in India, like, are they going to come and watch and be converted into long-form video fans?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It's been about 50-50 for us. It has led to more traffic and more exposure, I think, to the channel, but I don't know about shorts as a strategy for YouTube, really. I think slow and steady wins the race, really. Just keeping consistent with our podcast, keeping consistent with the videos that we're doing. I think that's really the best. And so to answer, long way around, Derek, to answer your question, yes, we've had a spike in subs, but not that crazy in comparison to any other handheld release, really.
Also, people just aren't subbing to YouTube anymore.
People really don't sub. That's not really a metric. I know that it's a vanity metric for.
Yeah, I was just gonna chime in and say, like, I tell a lot of people this, that
it's watch time. It's watch time that matters.
Yeah,
that is
having
what YouTube looks at.
Doesn't necessarily always translate into viewers, and that's the thing. So for a lot of channels, most of the views actually don't come from subs, and So like you're saying, Stubbs, it's mostly just something, it's a vanity thing where you can go to someone and say, hey, send me something because I have X amount of subs. And but even then they start to look at how many views you have and things like that. So
that's what I was going to say though. So having that higher sub count, at least for smaller channels, the big help there is that it gets you a foot in the door with these companies. So if you guys see a channel that is making stuff that you like, just make sure you are subbed, because even though subs aren't everything, it does help that creator be able to get in contact with some companies. Like, because if you have, let's say you have 1,000 subs,
that's where the vanity
15,000. Yeah,
that's where the vanity metric helps.
Yes.
For the companies that oftentimes, they look at that and they're like, that's
exactly.
You have big viewership and all that, when it's all about that watch time. All about the watch time and in the views, but
so Derek put in the chat on he meant to reverse it, but yes, for sure, watch time is, I'd say, definitely more important than views. I mean, at least because no one really knows that metric, only we see that on our end. And the funny thing is, I have had videos where they may not have tens of thousands of views, but the watch time is so high on them that it's almost equivalent to something that would have tens of thousands of views. So
that's what gets
matters,
you. That's what gets you into the algorithm on the YouTube back end, is getting that watch time in. If people go to your video, they get you a view, but then they click out and they're not staying engaged with the content, YouTube's not going to recommend that content to other people. And so that's what you focus on.
Same thing with comments. Comments are huge for
comments.
For videos too, because they want to see engagement.
Yeah, engagement. So comments are the second thing, most important. For the engagement, and that's what YouTube takes into account to recommend your videos to other people outside your own niche, outside your audience. So focus on making quality videos, and that's
the biggest thing.
That's the thing. It's the age-old thing.
Too. Consistency is really important too.
Like we've had this talk before, and it always comes back to, there's a bunch of channels that you see and they're making the most random videos, but you can tell the person is really passionate about what they're talking about, that once you press, you're kind of hooked on watching what they're talking about, like, because they're making stuff they want to make. Chasing the algorithm, it obviously is profitable because a lot of people do it, but you can tell the decline in quality when somebody's just chasing that number versus when they're making stuff that they're genuinely passionate about making.
It's true. And with that, everybody, we are going to end this stream. I realize we're almost crossing 2 hours here. So we're great questions, everybody. I had a great time hanging out with you guys. Rob, Aish, dude, you guys are, I love that we get the chance like this every week to hang out with each other and just
I really look forward to it.
Talk about stuff. I can't wait till we see each other again in person. But until then, we have this, which always is a good thing to look forward to.
So Rob's going to Taiwan with you, right?
He's not. He's not.
Should have sent me that 28XX first.
I know. Well, thanks everyone again for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for your weekly dose of retro handheld news. A special thanks to our guest, the love between our three hosts. And don't forget to join our Patreon if you want to support us. Join our sub membership in YouTube, on Discord. Makes all of the things we do possible. Perks with us start for as little as $3 a month. Don't forget to check out our other videos, Rob's other videos, Aish's other videos, my videos. Come on our Discord to chat and play games, and join us next week, where we won't have a show, so don't join us next week, but we'll be back the week after.
That you know of.
We know of. The week after, we'll be back with Ban and just hanging out. And then Team Pandori on June 17th, Matt HM on the 24th, and Tech Dweeb, the Tech Dweeb D&D special, July 8th. So stay tuned for that.
I've got new weapons to bring.
We're going to have those explodey pow kitties. Well, everybody, on behalf of Rob and Aish, this has been Stubbs.
Hi, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Take care of those handhelds and each other.
Thanks for hanging out.
It was awesome.